For 14 years, Berkeley was more than just a pet. He was family. A golden mutt with floppy ears and a coat the color of morning sunlight. He had wandered into the Santos family's life on a rainy afternoon. Back then, he was just a trembling stray hiding under their gate. But from the moment little Mayumi picked him up and whispered, "You're safe now," Berkeley had belonged to them. The years passed like soft waves. Berkeley grew up with the family. He was there when Mayumi graduated from high school, when the youngest Carlo learned to walk using Berkeley's tail for balance, and when their father, Joel, lost his job and would sit outside with Berkeley, who always leaned against his leg as though to say, "I'm here." But time is unforgiving. Berkeley's steps became slower, his breaths heavier. He struggled to stand up in the mornings. His once bright eyes turned cloudy, like the sky before a storm. One evening, as Berkeley tried to follow Mayumi to the kitchen, his legs trembled and he collapsed gently onto the floor. Panic filled the room. "Mama," Berkeley fell. They carried him to the vet, hearts pounding. The doctor's words were soft but heavy. "He's old. His body is tired. Make his remaining time comfortable. Give him what he loves." The advice settled in the family's hearts like a quiet ache. They all knew what Berkeley loved most: the beach. That weekend, they prepared for a trip to San Isidro Beach, Berkeley's favorite place since he was a puppy. But traveling with an old dog wasn't easy. Berkeley couldn't jump into the car anymore. Joel lifted him slowly, feeling how light he had become. On the road, Berkeley whimpered whenever the car shook. So Mayumi held his head on her lap the whole time, stroking him gently to calm his breathing. Halfway through the ride, Berkeley started coughing, a deep, painful sound that made Carlo cry. "Coot, is he going to be okay?" Joel forced a smile. "He will be. He just needs the sea." But inside, every adult in the car was silently praying. When they finally arrived, the wind carried the familiar scent of salt and sunlight. The moment Berkeley sniffed the air, something inside him awakened. His tail moved slowly at first, then faster, like the old days. They carried him to the sand. Berkeley lifted his head higher as the waves whispered toward him. He stretched his weak legs, struggling to stand. For a moment, it looked impossible, but Berkeley pushed through the pain until he was standing, trembling yet proud. He took a step, then another. The family watched quietly, tears forming as Berkeley walked toward the edge of the water, leaving faint paw prints on the sand. When the first wave touched his paws, Berkeley closed his eyes. He let out a soft sound, half sigh, half joy. It was as if the ocean remembered him. They stayed the whole afternoon. Carlo built a sandcastle beside him. Mayumi played Berkeley's favorite game, pretending to bury a stick, only for him to sniff it out. This time, Berkeley couldn't run, but he still lifted the stick proudly when he found it. Joel sat beside him, scratching his ears. "You're still my boy, Bark." But as the sun dipped lower, Berkeley's breaths became slower. His body leaned heavily against Mayumi. His tail, once sweeping through the sand with excitement, rested still. Miami felt the change instantly. Papa Barkley's getting tired. Joel knelt quickly, placing his hand on Barkley's chest. The waves softened, the sky turned orange, and Barkley looked at them with eyes full of lovies that had watched them grow, laugh, cry, and live. Barkley's breathing became shallow. The family gathered around him, forming a circle like they had always done during celebrations, except this time the moment was breaking them. "Barkley," Mayumi whispered, her voice trembling, "thank you for staying with us." Carlo hugged him gently. "You're the best boy." Joel held his pawn, noticing how cold it had become. Barkley's eyes drifted toward the sea one last time. A small wave rolled forward and touched his paw, like a final blessing from the place he loved. Then, with one soft exhale, Barkley rested, silently, peacefully. They buried Barkley beneath his favorite coconut tree overlooking the ocean. Every time the family returned to the beach, they saw the waves rolling gently onto the sand and felt him there. After 14 years of loyalty, love, and memories, Barkley had taken his last walk by the waves, but his paw prints remained in their hearts forever. Losing a pet is like losing a family member. It's a profound grief that deserves to be acknowledged. If you're struggling with the loss of a beloved animal, please know that you are not alone. There are pet bereavement support groups and hotlines available that can offer comfort and understanding. It's okay to seek help and allow yourself to grieve. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe for more stories that touch the heart.